Hiya guys, and welcome back to Clearview Driving. Today I'm doing a mock test with Robert.
Hello.
Now this is the first time we're driving together, and you've only had 4 hours driving lessons?
Yes.
But besides that, you have been driving with a friend, and you've got a lot of road experience being on a bike, so that definitely helps. But you've never done a mock test before?
No.
Okay.
First time.
Alright, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about the test. So throughout the drive, I want you to follow the road ahead. Whenever I need you to turn, I will tell you. If I don't say anything, keep going straight.
Okay.
I'm going to get you to do one manoeuvre and maybe even the emergency stop.
Okay.
Probably not with the helmet in the back though. Any questions before we get started?
No.
Okay. Alright, so before we get started, I'm going to ask you a quick question. Can you tell me, where do you find the information for the recommended tyre pressure and how do you check this?
You find it on the manufacturer guide.
Okay.
And you check it with the label, reliable, what it's called.
No, I know what you're saying, don't worry. Reliable pressure gauge.
Yeah, pressure gauge, yeah.
That's fine.
So.
That's okay. Alright, for anyone that's new to the channel, don't forget to like the video, comment down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and select that bell icon so you get a notification every time I upload on YouTube. Alright, so when you're ready, Robert, I'd like you to start the engine.
Okay.
Alright, then we'll drive off whenever you're ready.
Okay.
As we're driving down this road, Robert's speed suddenly slows down, which can be an issue as other vehicles may unnecessarily start to overtake you. Always drive up to the speed of the road when it's safe to do so. The end of this road, turn right. Leading up to the zebra crossing ahead, Robert nearly gets a serious fault for his response to the pedestrian approaching from the left. Now we did have to brake quite sharp, but as Robert had been checking his mirrors regularly and nobody was close behind, this did not go down as a serious fault. But you should always scan zebra crossings and step off the accelerator as pedestrians have priority here. When waiting in the middle of a junction to make a right turn, always make sure that the front of your vehicle is not on the opposite side of the road, as this will obstruct the path of oncoming traffic. As Robert's waiting, he is slightly overhanging, but as nobody turned up in this lane, this did not go down as a serious fault. Approaching the right turn at the traffic lights, there are two lanes that turn right. Robert goes into the overtaking lane. Now, starting in the overtaking lane is not a problem as long as you turn in the overtaking lane and you're up to the speed of the road. You should just try and move back into the left-hand lane when safe. Once on the dual carriageway, Robert is checking his mirrors, but he's not signalling left. This way, nobody in the middle lane realises he's intending to move over. Even if you can't move over, you should still leave your signal running. That way the vehicles behind you know that you intend to move into that lane, and you should always keep up to the speed of the road when trying to switch lanes. Robert demonstrates really good mirror checks when trying to change lanes. Always check the top mirror and then the side mirror in the direction you intend to move. When checking your mirrors, make sure the vehicle next to you is visible in the top mirror and that your speed is matching. If you can see them in the top, it's safe to move over lanes. When approaching this junction to make this right turn, the front right of the car is slightly over the white line. The traffic on the opposite side is on a 40 miles per hour road, so if somebody was in that first lane, they could be up to 40, so it's not safe for us to overhang this line. You should always wait behind the white line. If you can pull over and park up on the left somewhere safe. Thank you. Drive off whenever you're ready. Take the road on your left. For some sharp turns, Robert does use one hand on the steering wheel and spins his hand over the top of the steering wheel and lets the steering slide through his fingers. Now, as long as you don't actually lose grip of the steering wheel, this is not a fault. But if you get sweaty hands or your hand simply slips off the steering at any point, this will be a serious fault. So always try and use both hands on the steering wheel for better control. When dealing with meeting situations, always try and time your approach so that you're not having to keep stopping and starting. Robert does this really well. As he's moving his position towards the left or right, he's aware of his mirrors and he's checking top and left or top and right as he's moving back into the road. If you can pull over and park on the right hand side of the road, please. Don't worry about the drives on this one, so it's fine. It's okay on the yellow line as well. Okay, that's great there. Okay, Robert, what I'd like you to do now is to reverse back for 2 car lengths, keeping a reasonable distance from the pavement. Okay? And try not to touch the curb as you're doing this.
Okay.
Before starting any reversing exercise, you need to check over your blind spots as these areas are not covered in your mirrors. Robert does not check his right blind spot before reversing. This section of the road was actually a fence and there were no entrances on the right, so this did not go down as a serious fault. He can see in the camera that there's no one behind on either side, so he was making sure it was clear, but you shouldn't rely on this and you should look over both blind spots. When moving off from a park position on the right, it's always better to look from your right blind spot and finish looking over into your left blind spot so that your final check is towards the road. Robert has really good spatial awareness with the space around his vehicle as he's driving. Whenever the road is narrow, he steps off the accelerator and positions so that he's in the centre of the space. If you're unsure of the space, it's better to brake so you have more control when dealing with the narrow gap ahead. At the traffic lights, turn right please. Drive off whenever you're ready. Driving down this road, Robert leaves a lot of clearance around his vehicle. The centre of the car is in the centre of the road, so the driver is just on the right of the centre line and the passenger is just to the left. This way you've got plenty of clearance in case anybody swings their door open as you're driving through. Robert demonstrates really good moving off on an uphill gradient. He's pressing the accelerator and keeping the clutch steady until he's moving off safely. passes. Not too close, sorry. Didn't want to test it. All right. Yeah, that'll be great there. Thank you. Secure and switch off the engine. Okay, brilliant. That's the end of your test. Give me a few minutes.
That was quick.
All right. Well, that would be a pass. But there was just that one fault at the very beginning.
Oh.
Do you remember the zebra crossing man?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That could have played out so differently had somebody been behind us.
Yeah, I know.
Because no one was behind, you got a minor fault.
Well,
Right? But imagine someone was behind you.
I know.
The way we brake there.
yeah.
Yeah? So we need to always have a slightly slower approach in case, you know, the man's there, he might cross,
Yeah.
he might walk past, but we need to be prepared either way.
Mm-hmm.
And you suddenly saw him, otherwise that would have been a serious fault straight away.
Right.
Okay? So that was the only one, unfortunately, that kind of didn't look very nice.
Yeah, I know. I realized as well.
Besides that, you kind of got a bit shook up after that happened, I think.
God. That's it.
Yeah, it's because no one was behind us on that one, that's it.
I got lucky.
Yeah, but, you know, just be a bit more careful with that.
Yeah.
Besides that, I want to talk about how you position for turning right sometimes. So on two separate occasions, when we're turning right, you kind of go into position to turn right, but then your front goes a little bit over.
Okay.
And then I'm concerned, you know, like when we were turning by Hounslow Bus Garage,
Yeah.
when we were turning, the blue car, I think it was, flashed their lights.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now imagine that the blue car was approaching a bit faster.
Yeah.
If he wanted to continue in a straight line, could he continue without having to swerve you? You know, like go around you. Yeah?
Yeah.
So that's why
So I've gone a bit too into the road, right?
So make sure if there's a centre line, that when you're turning right, that you're not going over the
Right.
centre. You want to be right next to it, but not crossing it. Because the car happened to give way, and plus the lights were kind of probably changing on their side as well, which probably helped.
Yeah.
But yeah, just be mindful of how you're positioning. Yeah. Now your general drive's really nice. Like even when you were on the A4, you knew you had to move left.
Yeah.
Just with
That's
one,
the thing. I had the learner
two cars,
on the left, so I didn't want to interview in him. So I said I would move to the left whenever it's safe.
So when you moved into that road, you were quite confident speeding up, which was nice. But then as you got into that road, you kind of started trying to move left. But
yeah, but I saw that van, so
without
I waited.
signalling.
I was waiting for him to, you know, go or.
True, but with that one, if you're waiting for them to move over and kind of don't let your speed drop, because you're looking, your speed went a bit slower at that point. So just check, signal, even if you can't move over, just let them know.
Right.
Because then at least they can make a bit more of a judgment call as well. Okay. You're reversing on the right, great control, but your observation, you looked around before reversing, but as you're reversing, you're kind of using your mirrors, not your blind spots.
Oh, yeah.
So keep checking blind spots as you're reversing. And there was a car that passed us in the road.
Yeah.
Make sure to stop when somebody passes you,
Oh, okay.
because he's quite quick. And because you didn't have to do any steering, it was like a little minor, but try not to reverse when there are people passing you. Because even a little bit of steering and your car's gonna swing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, remember to stop. So you got a minor fault for your observation on that one because you weren't looking around while reversing. But again, let's say you're reversing and now somebody does turn up, because you're not checking your blind spots, it's now serious.
Yeah.
So you see how these little things can develop, yeah? But yeah, the biggest concern was obviously just the pedestrian crossing.
Yeah. But I got lucky because no one was behind me.
Yeah, but you just gotta make sure that you're kind of scanning.
Yeah.
Overall, really nice drive, like you know what you're doing.
I was nervous.
Yeah, at the very beginning.
Yeah.
But no, overall you do drive really well, really confident on the big roads, getting up to speeds, using your mirrors all the time, no issues with all that. On the 20 roads, you're making sure not to let it go over.
Yeah. Obviously, I know these roads, so it made it easier.
Yeah. I thought your test was here, that's why. And lastly, on the 20 road, you stayed in second gear the whole time.
In the 20 road?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's better to be in third gear
I
for
know.
fuel.
Yeah, I know that.
You know how to control
Yeah,
third.
yeah.
So I would have suggested, going to third.
Yeah.
Just for fuel efficiency. Now, that's not something the examiner's going to mark you down on.
I know.
But for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay?
Also stay with the clutch while you're waiting at the red light. Usually I go in neutral.
Yeah, you can do that.
But, yeah.
You can do that in the test as well.
Yeah.
Yeah? Alright, well that's the end of your test today. Hopefully this will be useful for you to look back and kind of reflect on.
Yep.
But yeah, thank you for everyone that's been watching today's video. Hopefully that video has been useful for you guys as well. Don't forget to like the video, comment and subscribe. Bye for now.